Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. And Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. On the brother Yashawan, back with the World War III Daily update. Today is Monday. We'll keep it simple, all right? We'll start with Exodus 5 and 1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. Where we know we're talking about what happened in Egypt, right? The Lord is my strength and song. He is become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's power, and I will exalt him. The Lord, Yahweh, is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his host, his army, hath he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the river. So what's going on here? Okay, we have the one that you call God, whose name is Yahweh, warring with who? With Pharaoh. Why? Why is God fighting against Pharaoh? Because Pharaoh is the enemy of God, right? And all of these nations, other than who? Israel, right? Other than Israel, all other nations are the enemies of God. Okay? So from time to time, God will fight against them, like you see him doing with Pharaoh right now. Okay? And what happened? Pharaoh got his ass whooped. Okay? Now, we're in that time again where a war is about to happen. They call it World War III. And there's a reason for it. Why? Because God is going to do to the armies of the world, he's going to do what he did to Pharaoh. Who's Pharaoh right now? Okay? Well, where's Egypt right now? Okay, Egypt is on the continent of Africa, blah, blah, blah. That's ancient Egypt, already got its ass whooped. Okay? Now, where's Babylon? Babylon is in Iraq, right? That's ancient Iraq. Ancient Babylon. Where is Babylon the Great? Babylon the Great is here, called America. All right, the last empire before the kingdom of heaven is brought in. All right, and that's what the World War III is about, to put down all the nations so that the one that you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahushua, can be installed as the ruler of the world. That's why World War III is coming. Okay, we're going to prove that. First, let's prove that Babylon the Great is actually Sodom and Egypt, spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Let's get that. All right. First, let's do this. Let's make sure that it's the Most High that's doing this. You're not gonna let me do it, huh? Where is it? This is Amos 3 and 6. All right. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it? Okay? God, when a war happens, God is the one that brought that war. All right? Now let's go to Revelation. 11. Revelation 11 and 8. All right? And their dead bodies, whose dead bodies? Israelites, shall lie in the street of the great city. What great city? Babylon the great city. which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Okay? The Israelites' bodies are laying, okay, in the street of the great city. Okay? Here's the Israelites right here. Sedition, broken, slave auctions. Here's the Israelites right here. Okay? And their dead bodies, meaning they don't even know they're Israelites anymore. Not so much as us being dead. We're dead to our heritage. What happened? What happened? We're still here. Where? In Babylon the Great, in Egypt. Who were the slaves in ancient Egypt? Same slaves here. The Israelites were the slaves in ancient Egypt. Who are the slaves right here in modern day Egypt or America? Same people. Same ones. The Negroes, the Native Americans, the Latinos. Okay? Same story, same people, right? Okay. And their dead bodies, right, shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay? So America is known as Egypt. What is God gonna do to Egypt? He's gonna do what he did to Pharaoh. Who would if America is spiritually Egypt, who would be Pharaoh right now? Okay, well, it was Donald Trump 2 years ago. Now it's Sleepy Joe. He's Pharaoh. Okay, this is Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19, the burden of Egypt, talking about the United States right now, because there's nothing new under the sun. And the Bible, it speaks of things that have happened, and these things are going to happen again. Okay. Burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. All right? You got all kind of fighting within America right now. You got the left against the right. You got the black against the white. You got the rich against the poor. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right? Now, let's go to Joel 3. Okay? And now here's God taking the captives. Where are the captives at? The captives. All right? Here's the captives right here, who are still in captivity to this day. All right? Let's get that. Maybe in the Apocrypha. Behold, we are servants. This is Nehemiah 9 and 36. Not what I was looking for, but it'll work. Behold, we are servants. slaves this day, and for the land that thou gavest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof and the good thereof. Behold, we are servants in it. All right? Who gave us this land? Who gave the Native Americans this land? Who brought us over here? The Most High did. All right? See if I can find that other one. Well, that's good enough. All right, so let's go back. All right, so for behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of these guys, he's going to take us out of slavery. That's what that means, whether you understand that or not. Okay. I will also, this is God speaking, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. This is the reason for World War III. I will gather, this is NLT, I will gather the nation, I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them for harming my people. Uh-oh. Now it gets serious. Why is World War III happening? Because God is gathering the armies of the world so he can judge them for what they did to his people. Who are his people? My people Israel, my special possession. For scattering my people among the nations and dividing up my land. Okay? They threw dice to decide which of my people would be their slaves. Okay? Why is World War III? Why is God creating? God is a man of war. He's the creator of war. I will gather all armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Why? To do what he did to Pharaoh. He set up an ambush. All right? God set up an ambush for Pharaoh. Let's take a look. All right? He ambushed him. All right? What he did, all right? And then this would represent God, who is actually Yahushua up there in a chariot. What did he do? This would be Moses. He parted the Red Sea, whatever you want to call it. He led the Israelites through the Red Sea, and then he baited Pharaoh and his chariots into the strike zone. Set up an ambush for Pharaoh. What did he do to Pharaoh? He ambushed him. Got him in the strike zone, let the water go. Pharaoh and his armies were done away with. Plain and simple. Well, that's the same thing he's doing right here. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Why? There will I judge them. Pharaoh's army got judged. Why? For what they did to his people. Enslaved them, gave them all kind of chances. Let my people go. And what happened? He let them go, but then the Most High hardened Pharaoh's heart. Your heart is your mind. He changed Pharaoh's mind, said, let's go get him, and baited him right into an ambush. And that's what happened. They got judged. Same thing is going on now. All right? And that's all we need right now. We'll get into more of it tomorrow or the next day. But here's what we got. The Valley of Jehoshaphat is where? In the Middle East. All right? So this is the Deep Journal channel. Let's just read some of these. 2 days ago, Israel under massive attack. Okay, that's the land of Israel with the imposters over there in it. Okay. Breaking. 6 Turkish F-16 carries out strike against who? Russia. Look at these headlines. One day ago, horrible attack. China hits U.S. with nuclear submarine. Horrible attack. F-16 jets intercept Russian jets. Looks like World War III. This is serious. Okay. One day ago, Iranian drone army raids U.S. warship, a ship captured by Iran. U.S. officials confirmed. 18 hours ago, breaking U.S. sends 90,000 troops and 600 tanks to Ukraine. And NATO are on the alert. This looks like World War III to me. 29 minutes ago, horrible shot. Russia fired Bastion missiles to U.S. warship. USS Porter is under attack by submarine. Can you see World War III? Let's go to Secret Files here for the update. Okay, 1 hour ago, Ahmad Mossad in Iran. Masood, is that the Syrian army? All right. 3 hours ago, China uses U.S. aircraft carrier for missile target practice. 6 hours. Iranian drone army raids U.S. warship. We just read that somewhere on the other channel. Okay. German, this is 23 hours ago. German Navy, U.S. and Japan, and allies in Western Pacific amid China's aggression. That's called World War. You see the Allied forces, what does that mean? That means that World War III is on and popping. They just haven't declared it yet. Okay. 1 day ago, U.S. threatens China by sending hundreds of hypersonic missiles to Taiwan border. 1 day ago. These are the headlines. War begins. Japan deploys 100,000 soldiers, 20,000 vehicles, and 120 warplanes near Korea. All right? And you can go back to Secret Files 333 and watch any of these. These are really short, a minute and a half. All right? Let's look at Carrier Pigeon real quick. 20 hours ago, drone attack on Prime Minister. Where's that at? That's got to be Syria. I don't know if Syria has a Prime Minister. Okay. So, that's good enough for today, all right? Here's what's going on. The bulk of this stuff is going on where? In the Middle East. Okay? And all over the world. But World War III is designed to gather the armies of all nations together in war so that then God and his army can come in and ambush them. Who's God's army? The angels. And his son that the world ignorantly calls Jesus, his name is Yahushua. And we'll get into that more later on in the week. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect were edified. With that, we're going to say shalom.